Hola, soy Wendy de Asian Bus. India es muy conocida alrededor del mundo por su cultura única y puede que no sea muy fácil para los extranjeros integrarse en ella. Dicho esto, hay más de 5 millones de extranjeros viviendo en India y muchos de nuestros espectadores nos pidieron que les preguntáramos cómo es vivir ahí. ¿Se sienten seguros viviendo en India? ¿Qué choques culturales tuvieron allí? Vamos a descubrirlo.
May I know where are you from?
I'm originally from Los Angeles.
Okay, and how long have you been in India for?
I just celebrated my year anniversary.
I'm from Korea, South Korea, and I've been in India for 3.5 years.
I'm from Poland and I'm staying in India for more than 1 year.
I'm from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I'm here in India since 2 months ago.
I'm from Japan, Tokyo, and I'm been here 3 months now.
I'm from Berlin, Germany, and I've been working here for the past 1.5 years, but I've been visiting India for the, I think, past 9 years frequently.
How did you decide to come to India?
Actually, I'm in my 4th year of my bachelor's degree in Brazil, and I thought that coming to India would be a challenge for me, a cultural challenge, so I could develop as a student, because IIT is a great university here in India, and also as a person.
It was my company. They wanted to establish an office here, so that's how I was proposed of this position, and then it took me like 2 days to decide, and yeah, here I am.
I came to India for love. Actually, I met someone from Bombay, born and raised here, and I met him when I was living in Vietnam. So I had moved from Los Angeles to Vietnam for 2 years, and I met him there, and I was ready for the next adventure, and so I was like, okay, let's check out India and see what that's about.
When you came to India for the first time, what was the thing that shocked you the most?
I think hundreds of cows roaming around on the campus. It's a lot, and I have an apartment on the ground floor, and sometimes the cows enter the building, and they come and they almost knock on the door of my neighbors, not on mine yet, and they go through the trash and just like they take their space. So I think it's a lot. We're very invasive in this way. So yeah.
People doesn't make line. Yes, people do not make any lines. And also, yes, for example, when I was visiting to Delhi at the first time, and from the airport there was 5 lines of cars in the road, but people make 7 lines.
We have been to a restaurant here, and some places people eat with their own hands. That's a habit that we don't have in Brazil, so it was something that shocked me also, I can say that. And after eating, the mattress gave us a bowl with hot water and lemon, and it was not happened with me, but my friend thought it was to drink that and not to clean their hands. Yeah, so it was a funny history, I can say that, and the cultural shock also.
Well, I was first learning Hindi, and one of the first words I learned, the first 2 words I learned was chutiya, which is like, you know, motherfucker or whatever it is, and the other one was shukriya, which is thank you. And they're so close together that I had, one day I had hailed my own rickshaw, got back to my house, I go to hand him his rupees, and then I'm like, chutiya, chutiya, and I was so excited to tell him chutiya, and then he's just like looking at me, and it's like, oh, foreigner madam. So, you know, I've had a few instances like that.
Prior to coming to India, did you have any perception in your mind?
Absolutely not. I didn't know what to expect. I loved Indian food. I heard it was a beautiful place. Everyone I had met in the past from India was amazing. So I didn't really, you know, have any preconceived notions. I was just came into it very open-eyed.
Yeah, actually in Brazil we have few stereotypes about India. One of them is that the place is dirty, you know, all the countries, so people don't take care of their rubbish as the way they should do.
There were a lot of perceptions. I mean, you know, if you're Korean, Koreans tend to have this negative perceptions of India, like India is dirty, people are lazy, and all of these things are there.
Where do these stereotypes usually come into a foreigner's mind?
I think it usually comes from the media, like the newspapers, or I mean mostly the newspapers, because the Korean newspapers, when they talk about India, there are two things. One, when PM Modi visits, or our president visits India, or it's usually when there are some kind of negative, like criminal, what do you call it, actions were taken in India, like raping or those kind of things. I mean, obviously, things have changed, but not all of them have changed, because even the Indians who are living in India, or who have been living in India for their entire life, they told me that it's not safe. It's not to go outside after when the sun goes down. They were worried about my safety.
India has been called as the most dangerous country for women, especially by a survey done by Reuters. Do you feel safe at times here?
I feel safe. I do. Yeah, but I mean, as well, I'm in Mumbai, and I think Mumbai is a very safe city compared to place like Delhi. But then again, I mean, I think women and safety is also it's not a problem exclusively to India. It's also a problem that we face in Germany, we face in Europe, or in other places. Yeah.
I've heard a lot of that about India, but not so much Mumbai. I've heard that Mumbai is one of the safest places for women. I have never felt unsafe being in Mumbai, but I also take the same precautions as I would anywhere in the world. So after dark, I'm, not on my phone, I'm paying attention. I know enough Hindi now so I can, get by in rickshaws and Uber situations. I try to, go out with groups. So I don't think I think parts of it are bad, but I feel relatively safe here. I feel safer in India than I feel in the US, actually.
As a foreigner, what kind of stereotypes do you think Indians have in their mind regarding foreigners?
Oh, okay. If you see an East Asian, they think they're all Chinese.
Okay.
And if I say I'm from Korea, their first impression is North Korea.
Okay.
So those kind of stereotypes are there. So I think it's something that needs to be changed, to be honest.
Foreigners as a general, I'm not sure, but they like to take photos of us all the time. I don't know if it's because they don't see white people frequently or foreign people, so they take it to show their friends or something else. But I think it depends on the country, so they try to identify where are you from, if you are from Europe or from South America, and depending on your country, they will put some stereotypes on you.
Okay. Have you ever had any advantage being a foreigner in India?
Sometimes I think people are a little bit politer with me than with local people, so I think it's hard for an Indian to argue with me, I think they care about, let's show our country good for foreigners. So I think this is kind of advantage we have here. And also in the university, the teacher has a little bit more patient with us, because of course I speak Portuguese in my country, so sometimes I can have some trouble to understand some technical terms in English. So they are more patient with us than with local people, for example.
So have you ever experienced that there exists a white privilege in India, that if you're white, then you are treated a little better than if you're brown or black, or say from other race?
I think maybe it's not related with the color, but with the money you have that's behind it. So I think there's the stereotype, if you're white, you have more money. So if you have more money, people will treat you better, So I think that's about money, not about the color, and I think it happens all over the world.
Did you have any bad experience or disadvantage while you were traveling in India?
I mean, not really disadvantage, but I think it's always difficult not to be noticed. Yeah, so even, let's say, and mostly it's alright, and but sometimes if you're, I don't know, tired or in a bad mood, and you're in the city, you're traveling on the local train or something like this, and you are kind of, you could be the center of attention, but you don't really interested in communicating, then it can be a little annoying.
For the foreigners who are planning to visit India or maybe stay in India for a long time, what would you like to tell them? Any advice or any suggestion?
Yeah, if you want to stay, then please visit first. And there are different things, different lifestyle totally. And for me, it was very difficult when I came first time and I saw people sleeping on the streets. Yeah,
It's not easy. Just all the sounds. We're lucky we're on the beach right now, so it's not that loud. But normally, just all the honking and the chaos, and sometimes just doing things as simple as getting a SIM card. It can be complicated, but at the same time, that's part of the adventure. We don't try to have these experiences. We don't travel. We don't try to move abroad for everything to be easy. So, it's not going to be very simple, but it's going to pay off in the long run from just experiences and adventures and what you learn about yourself in the process.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Esperamos que les hayan parecido interesantes las respuestas. ¿Les sorprendieron lo que dijeron los entrevistados? ¿Les gustaría vivir en India? Díganos en los comentarios de abajo y suscríbanse a nuestro canal para más información y videos sobre las últimas tendencias culturales de Asia. Nos vemos pronto y mantente curioso.